Hello all, Shadwell here, ready to talk about the next film in my collection, Daimajin from 1966. It's directed by Kiyoshi Yasuda and stars Miwa Takada and Jun Fujimaki. We move from Paris to Japan as we reviewed the Da Vinci Code yesterday, and the next three reviews are going to be the Daimajin trilogy. Daimajin, Return of Daimajin, and Wrath of Daimajin. And they don't just take place in Japan, they take place during my favorite period of time, feudal Japan. Daimajin is about a giant demon god, which is an English translation of the word itself, that spends the majority of the film as a giant statue, but in the end of the film it becomes animate and takes out the evil lord and his minions in the local village that has fallen under his rule. The film starts out with a bloody coup where that evil lord rises above the good samurai lord who is in charge and slaughters him and his people. But the good samurai lord's two children escape with the aid of one of his servants to live up in the haunted mountain under the watchful eye of the Daimajin statue. Then the film jumps 10 years for the bulk of the film where, through a series of events, the Daimajin springs into action. And when I say a series of events, I mean there are a lot of events because the Daimajin doesn't even come to life until the last 15 minutes of the film. We spend the whole movie talking about the Daimajin and threatening the Daimajin's wrath, and their wrath is only in the movie for about the same length of time as Anthony Hopkins was in The Silence of the Lambs, which is to say very, very little. But you know what? Much like Anthony Hopkins only being in a fraction of The Silence of the Lambs, you don't seem to notice all that much because the rest of the film is good enough to support itself without the main event, the Daimajin, being featured. The intrigue runs deep with this film. There's this tale of the good samurai lord's children growing older and wanting to take back their house, which you assume they do at the end because after the Daimajin attack, so does the film. Anyway, the tale of the children taking their house back is interesting. I guess the only thing I gotta know is the Shrine Maiden has her teeth blacked out, and as I understand it, that means she is married, but she doesn't have a husband in the 10 years that take place in the film. So what does that mean exactly? Does that mean she was at one point married and her husband had died? Or does that mean something else because she's a Shrine Maiden as well? I don't know the answer, and so if you know, please tell me because I'm confused. Anyway, I'm going to give Daimajin a B, and tomorrow we watch the sequel, Return of Daimajin. See y'all then.